PNG here, and I'm gonna download it again, but this time I'm gonna have a transparent background. I'm gonna do the same thing. Good, and I'm gonna say logo no BG. Perfect. Now, as we talked, or as I kind of teased earlier, there's a better way to have images stored, or better formats that is going to give us a better performance for the for our website. And then this one is called WebP. So we're gonna try to see. I should have something, but convert. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to quickly do is so I have my squeaky chair. I'm going to put my two logos for now, and it's going to be WebP. Yes, we're going to convert it. Very good. What you can do, it's not going to take too much space up, but another thing that you can do is just have a documentation folder here. And you can put all sorts of other things here in, and here you can also just put original PNG files, images. And you can always just keep a copy of your images in here, just in case if you ever going to need them. And these, you can see they're 74 kilobytes, so they're not that big, so it's not going to be an issue with the images that you have. Good. Now, let's see if we have them down. We can download them. Perfect. Good, and let's just take this, and this should go into public images, if I remember correctly. Public images, yes. Good. So we have these images here, and then these 4 ones, we're gonna put them in the documentation folder, and so will the image, the original image here. All right, now let's go back and quickly transform the other images as well. We don't need these, so we can go here and can have the home page. So let's do the 4 images for the card. And I think lastly we had the, it wasn't this one. These are the MP4s. The question is, what did I do with the image? I could technically just copy it from, I can take it out from the project. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna say documentation. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna say here image right. We're gonna copy it. Actually, we don't even need to copy it. We don't want, no, we want WebP. All 4 of them. Good. Okay, and first of all, let's do this where we go back and we do this. Good. It's going to be a WebP, and then we can convert it. And meanwhile, we're gonna go back here, unzip this bad boy. And then we're gonna put this into the images. And now the only thing we have here is wrong format. Okay, this is happening because I forgot WebP or what. Squeaky, squeaky chair. Sorry about that. I'm gonna try not to move that much, though I feel like it's squeakier than usual. Or I'm just picking up on it now. Perfect. So now we have the images. The last thing I want to talk to you about are also these icons that we mentioned. So there should be an icon for when you have your this icon here on top of your browser tab, and also for when this one right here, right? And then this in the project, this is a fav.ico file. Just don't remember where it is, or just because we don't have it. That could also just be the case. I doubt that it's in there. Anyways, what we can do is we're just going to create a fav.ico image from one of the PNGs. So I had one that I specifically mentioned to you guys last time, and it was this one, this real favicon generator. Oh, that's why I kept on saying favicon before. Yes, so let's pick our image, which is going to be in, wrong website, and then the documentation, and then it was this. Yeah, I'm gonna do it with the background. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it white, and I'm gonna do this background. Good, good, good. And then use this icon as is, and plain background or margins. I mean, it looks pretty good. Unfortunately, you can't really see it in the white on the light mode, but it looks really nice on the dark mode. You can generate a dark icon, okay, and just let's see if you invert the colors. Well, it actually looks pretty good. Nice. And it looks pretty good. Yeah. I could actually download only for this. But sure. Let's just download all of this bad boy. Good. And what we can say here in the project, I don't think I've ever done a dark mode icon, but we can figure it out together. So we're gonna go back here. Good. And we're gonna say we're only gonna need these two for now. And we're going to put them into public. I can see put a SVG. Good. So what we're going to say is that implement the favicon dot ico and favicon.svg as the default icons for the tab browser tab icon and the icon for Google search results. Actually, this looks pretty good. I really like this blue. I like the way it looks. All right, and I think we're pretty good. Should have more than yesterday. Yes, we have good. And And then let's see what happens here. Sure. Good. Meanwhile, we can start the server, the local host. Okay. I think it looks okay. It looks decent. It's a bit weak. Perhaps I should put a flag here or something. I think perhaps that could be nice. I can look at some icons, but this is fine. Oh, and I can see that. Oh yeah, we have the. I think I still want the waiting list component to be separate, to be as long as the 12 grid, and there should be a small distance between the component and the bottom nav bar. Okay, so it says that. Oh, and I can see that the icon has appeared. Okay, looks pretty good. All right, so the icons are done. I can see that the WebPs, so I can just tell that I updated all the images from .png to .webp. So please update it in the code. And I think we have 5 images, right? Not too many. Good. And what I also want to say is that in the top nav bar, I want to see the Fitras logo on the left side. So string is again a data type. So for, as I mentioned before, the for Supabase it was varchar. This is just a string. So what I'm saying is, because it's on the left side what I wrote, so what I wanted to highlight, yeah, exactly, it should be specifically on the left side of this. It looks okay. I see some, I don't know, I see some minor impurities. I see a couple of white pixels, which is a bit annoying, but it's gonna have to do for now. And then I want the same for the footer. Good. Looks good. Still a bit, I'm not sure what's up with that, but for this iteration it works. Let's just keep it as it is. So the last 2 things before moving towards publishing is going to be just fixing this distance. I know that we still have the privacy policy and terms and conditions. I know that we're still missing this component, this part, but we'll get back to it. So what I'm going to say is, please have a small distance. What is it called? Waiting lists, something, right? Wait list, yes. Yes, we have it, good. And what I want to do now is I want the width of the weightless component to be as wide as the 12 grid system. Okay. So the width of the component, okay, needs, we can do it this way, needs to be as wide as the feature component. Just do it like that. Okay, so what it did, it just widened this email thing. Okay, so we're not talking about the same thing. So the text insertion component inside the weightless component needs to be narrower. That's good. Now the total width of the entire wait list component needs to be narrower, or component needs to snap to the max width of the 12-point grid system. Let's see if it works. Okay, cool. But then I think the heights are a bit too. So the distance both below and on the top and above the weightless component needs to be 50% less. And then I think if you're just gonna start looking at, okay, well, where exactly what things are changed, because it's going to highlight it to you, you can start picking up on certain code elements, and then after a while, instead of just prompting, you can just go and start fixing these things for your own. Okay, I think it looks fine for now. So I'm going to save this. I'm gonna say ready for initial deployment. Good. Did I push it? No, I didn't push, right? No. Good, we're gonna push. And now we're gonna go over and try to launch this website. So the way we're going to do this is by going to Vercel. So this is the moment where you should have your Vercel account ready. I'm just going to double check. Yes, it's my account, and I can just start adding a new project, and I can automatically connect my GitHub to this, and I can, this is not the one that I want to import. So I'm thinking, why am I not? Okay, so we have to adjust the permissions. So we can go here. Okay, I have to 2FA this. Good. And now, so I'm not going to give access to all of my repositories because I also have other repositories that are connected to some of my clients. So I'm going to say only selected repositories. And now from here, I can pick the website. And I'm going to remove the previous one. I'm going to save it. I'm going to update it. And it's going to say the Fitras website, which is perfect. So now you see how also the GitHub starts having other functions as well in this. So we're going to say yes, it's a Next.js, and we're just going to say deploy. And what's cool about Vercel is that it just does so many of these configurations automatically, right? And we don't really have to think about too much. There's still some things that we're going to need to do, but most of the work is done. We live in a world where these products are just amazing. Okay, so we have some issues I can see. Let's look at this bad boy. Okay, so let's look at the 3 recommendations. So the middleware file convention. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to copy all of this, and also this one. We're going to copy all of this, then we're going to go back, and we're going to tell that when trying to deploy the website, please fix. Good. And then what is going to happen is that the large language model is going to come with a fix. Hopefully it's going to make some changes here. It's going to fix all of these errors. We're going to push the code to the repository, and because I push my code to the repository, Vercel is just going to pick up on it automatically. And that's what's so great about this, that we have a pipeline that is just going to automatically pick up and sort of take note of the code, of the new code that is deployed to GitHub. Good. In the meanwhile, let's look at what were some of the other tasks that we said we're going to need to do. So we talked about the mobile version. This is done. We talked about the icons. Then we talked about the images, the formatting images. This is something that we need to talk about because we're here and we're already at publishing the website. Good. So these 2 things, we should probably do a global security checkup. And then if you guys remember when we discussed Superbase, when we when we created the new project, we unticked the row level security. And Now, if you look at this, let's just go to this advisor, and we have one warning that it says that detects RLS, so row level security policies that are overly permissive, right? So so there's a bit of a vulnerability according to the security advisor here, and we're going to address that. Okay, so before we do that, what I want to say is that one vulnerability, or one thing that could go wrong with the website is that is our server on? Let's check. No, it's not. So what happens, or is it? Okay, we have to pull that kill all, oh, not the kill all, the other one. Let's see if we can still find it. This one. Good, so we killed all of them. And now we can start it again. I'm gonna save this command for you. So I'm also kind of preparing another, where you at? Another cheat sheet. So I'm just going to put another one here. Good. And I'm gonna make this into a PDF, and I'm just going to give it to you guys at the third session. So we can run this again. A very good, a very nice. And what did I say? What did we want to do? We were discussing global prompt security. Oh yeah. So another security risk that might come is that if I have a bad actor and is just gonna write a bot that should constantly be writing and pushing new email addresses in, right? So there's some sort of malicious behavior that might cause the site to crash. So what we would like to do is to implement some sort of limit rating feature. So for the waitlist email insertion feature, implement a limit rate function to prevent malicious behavior. Another thing that you should add here is that there should be a tick box saying that I agree with the terms and conditions of this website before joining, right? So we're gonna have to add like a tick box here, and then a link to the terms and conditions, and then if the person is not going to click on the checkbox, they're not going to be able to insert their name. So that's also another important aspect that I think that we should implement. Mm-hmm. Okay, so so note the in-memory store resets if serverless. Sure. Let's just ask him, please briefly explain the implementation of the rate limiting and its limitation and its rationale. Okay, so it says that each incoming request is identified by IP address. And you can only allow a certain amount from the same IP address. Okay. Sounds good to me. Now when it comes to Supabase, please implement the appropriate row level security policy. So now again I have to allow an NCP connection from the AI to my project instance in Supabase. Good. So we are kind of done with this, with at least with the row level security. What we said, we still need the global security check and the, what else did we say? Oh yeah, the terms and conditions. Yes. So we're gonna say TNC for the waitlist. Good. Nice. This is handled, so we need a global security check. Okay, let's see on the website. Let's reload it, and you can see there's no errors anymore. So it seems like the row level security was fixed. And now if we go here, I can also just look at view policies, and then okay, but we're going to see here that it has some row level security enabled, right? Because this is the disable button. All right, so this is fixed. Now let's kindly ask for a please review the entire code base from a security perspective. And fix any potential vulnerabilities.
Five hours later.
The security check was done, so we can tick this off as well. And good. And now we're gonna do the terms and conditions. So I'm gonna quickly want to prompt and say that for the terms and conditions, for the waitlist component, below the email insertion component, please add a checkbox and a text saying that the visitor needs to accept the TNCs before submitting his or her email. And then what we can say is that if the checkbox is not checked, Supabase won't register the email. Good. Let's take a look. Okay, nothing so far. We can see that there are Missing these size props. Okay, we're going to address this as well. But we should say I accept the terms and conditions. Yeah, let's leave it for now. And let's try. And we're going to say yes, makes sense. We're going to say .dkdk.com. And okay, now I can't join, right? So the button is not active. But if I press yes, then something went wrong. You went wrong. Okay, so let's see what the issue is. And my concern is that the row level security is too strict, and now it's not going to allow. It's not going to allow any other ones. Okay, we have a rate limit here as well. Okay, let's go back here. Now, I'm gonna say is that where were we? Okay. What I really like is that it automatically redirects us to the terms and conditions page, which is this one. Perfecto. This is good. And let's say that, okay, let's try again. I can't remember what the error was. Something went wrong. Please try again. Okay, so when I tick the TNC checkbox and I insert the email address, I get and saying here that I do everything correctly. I get the following error. Good. So, okay, so there's an issue with the Superbase service role key. So it seems like I manually need to do this, right? Okay, so I have to go, what did it say? So that's the issue, blah, 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 is missing from the env.local. So we need to create a Superbase service key role here. All right, so we have to copy this. We're gonna add, so we're adding this because this is probably going to be covered, the upper area is going to be covered by KittyCat. So I'm just going to say Superbase service role key. And then I'm going to have to, let's see. Then it says that I have to go to project settings, API service role secret. Oh, it's this one. So it was the wrong one, right? SB, you have to save it, cancel the server, cancel. Good. Wait a minute. Let's see. I'm gonna restart, and I'm gonna say yes, and then this time we're gonna use Romania. No bueno. Why is that? I've added the service key. Okay, so I can tell it that I have added the service key, restarted it, but it's still not working. So now try submitting the form again and check your terminal running, blah, 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 blah. You'll see the error printed. Okay, let's just cancel it, just to be sure. And then we're gonna run it again. And even though it's not gonna make a difference, we're gonna open this again, and then we're gonna say, blah, blah, blah. Very good. Very important. And we're gonna go back to DK again. Okay, and now it said that if we go back here, then we should get, okay, so it's a API error list. So now we get the error. There we go. So at least this error is going to give more information to the large language model to identify where the issue is. So in the EN API waitlist 404's got no answer or something like that. I think this also means that I just I've asked this 404 what it was before, and now I kind of spoiled it 10 videos later down the line. Okay, so it says try submitting now. It should work. Perfect. And let's just double check. So should be a third one appearing. Third one. Yes, very good. So this is done as well. Cool. So I'm just gonna now that this works, I'm just going to push these changes. Push the changes. Why aren't you working? Okay, whatever. So we're gonna say git add, git commit, and the message is going should be ready for deploy. For reals. Wow. Please have better messages than what I do. Like I'm a bad example. Git push origin main. Very good, very nice. And we can go back to the project. If you look at the deployments here, you can see that you see the ready for deployment for reals, because I pushed it on the repository, it automatically picked it up and is just building a new production, which is very good and very nice. My project should appear here though. Why aren't you appearing there? Oh, there we go. Yes, good. No production deployment. Yes. Okay, there's still an error here as well. Let's go check it out. Okay. Are these the only errors? Yes. So when deploying to Vercel, when deploying my website to Vercel, I get the following build errors. Good, very good, and the amazing 6-7 characters, PLS space fix. Okay, so this should clear the build error. So that sounds amazing. So we're going to quickly add. I'm going to say for reals. Again, please have better messages. Yes, and now you can see the deployment, and you can see it's the same push code if we go over to GitHub now. And so these are they're interconnected. Yow. Yeah, so you can see this one here as well. And I think this one, yeah, so because Vercel is connected to this repository, then I'm getting these other functions, right? So this yellow saying that, okay, this is pending and this is production. We should probably talk about documentation here as well. So this should be a ticket as well. So we fixed the terms and conditions waiting list. We know that this works. Dis finito. And what we should talk about is documentation. Good. Okay. There's an error again. So I think what we're missing here now, at least on this part, is we're missing the information from the .env.local. This is my suspicion. But let's see. Go. Right, so okay. Yes. Push the changes. Let's see. Perfect. It worked. Good. So now, for now, you have an internal website domain, right? And this is the Fitras minus website Vercel app, but it's in English, and I want it to be in Danish, y'all. So it's a bit weird in that the English one is the default one. So let's go back here and then let's run this bad boy again. Yes, very good. And let's see. Oh, it's the English one again. So I want the default language to be Danish when the website loads. So it redirects to English. Oops. Ugh, so annoying. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I don't think this makes sense now, but let's run this bad boy again. Good. Good. So now the Danish one. So we can quickly. Actually, let's address this. So we're gonna say, good. Just gonna copy and paste it and see what does it say. Yeah, so I think it has to do with a. Okay. But these warnings. Oh, did it fix it? It seems like it. Yeah, it seems like it fixed it. Let's see. Yeah, okay, perfect. Nice, and is the Danish one. Perfect. So now we're able to yes, and then we're gonna convert. And what we're gonna say is that Danish default, and the other changes, they're not that important. And we're gonna find this is slower than usual, it should go faster. All right, and now we can go over to we can go over to deployments and we can see that there's a new one being deployed. Cool. Good. Let's look at it. And it's the Danish one. Good. Now, it would be a good idea for you to always test the functionality of the app. But there's not a lot of functionality here because we're essentially only showing one page, and then the cookies and the privacy policy and the Vercel app. Something that I noticed is that even though the page is in English, if I go on the cookie policy, okay, so this works. English cookies. But then this is going to be English Privatlivspolitik, and if I remember correctly, the default link URL should be something different. So let's fix this quickly. And I remember we put it in the design system, so it's always good to always check up on your on these things. So what we're gonna say is that so the issue was with the terms and conditions and privacy policy and terms and conditions. So on the English, good. I am redirected to I'm fairly certain I had them here. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. It's not the project structure that I want to look at. Design system. There we go. I feel like it's not here. It's in the cloud.md file. This is where it is. Cloud.md, yes. So it should be, yeah, it should be here somewhere. Yeah. This is not workshops page, it's terms and conditions page, right? So maybe it's so it is our fault, or by our I mean my fault. So it's pressing where I'm redirected to Vilcol, right? So this is where I'm redirected to. Vilcol and Privatlivspolitik. When pressing the privacy policy in the footer, it's also perhaps important to mention. So I'm redirected to the Danish one and not the terms and conditions and nor the privacy policy one. No bueno. Okay, so let's test it locally. So we're on the Danish one, good. Cookie politic cookies on the Danish cookies, so this works out, this checks out. Privatlivspolitik, this checks out. Vilkår betingelser, this checks out. And now if we switch to the English one, and we go down here, cookie policy is the English cookies, correct. English, why is it still Privatlivspolitik? And then terms and conditions is still Vilkår. So you haven't fixed it, my friend. because what you did is you said English Privatlichkeitspolitik, but it should be English privacy. So instead of English Privatlichkeitspolitik, it should be English privacy, and instead of English Willkol, right, it should be, what do we say, terms, en dot terms. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, so now it's English terms, good. English privacy, English cookies, good. And now if we switch to the Danish one, it's going to be Willkol, Privatlichkeitspolitik, and cookies. Perfect. Good. Let's quickly push our changes. Good. We're gonna say fixed English URLs. Good. And we're gonna push. Good. And let's look at our pretty deployment. Sure. Oh, yeah, it's this one. Cool. Good. So I think we're good to go. But now, so now we're looking at a Vercel deployed website, right? This one. Good. Now, what do you guys think is going to happen if I write my email in here? Exactly, it's not going to work. And why? Because our local copy has the appropriate keys that are stored in the NVL local, but Vercel does not have it. So we need to manually insert these. And actually we can test it, right? So I can just say blah, and then we're gonna say blah, and then we're gonna say, I don't know, let's do a Russian one. Good. Okay, something went wrong, right? And if we check the email waiting list, there's not gonna be any jibbery Russian email address. Yes. So what we have to do is we have to go into the settings and we have to go to something which is called environment variables. And we have to add these environment variables. So one environment variable, so we have to have the key and the value. So if you go back to our NV, this part is going to be the key. So we're gonna write the key, and then we're gonna write the value. So everything besides the equal point, right? And then we're gonna have another one. I'm gonna put the public anon key. Good. And we're gonna take this. I'm gonna put this, and then we're gonna take the third one. I'm a bit surprised that we have to use the service role key, but sure. So everything besides the equal part from the .env.local file. And then we're just going to say save. Good. So now we have to redeploy. For these effects to take take an effect. Good. Yes. Good. Perfect. Though this is not the icon that I asked for. Okay. It looks a bit weird over there. Good. Okay, and now with the new deployment, if I go down here and I will say at and I accept this and I put, what was it? We said Russia before. Good. Let's give it a go. Okay. Jeg på ventelisten, mand. Men vi skal dobbelt-check. Sådan. Vi har den russiske mail her også, mand. Spændende. Good. So we're pretty much done with the deployment, but now we need to add our custom domain, which we own. So now what we're going to have to do is we are going to have to go to our website from where we bought the domain. And then in my case, I'm just going to pause this here and then come back. So when it comes to deploying, we have to go to domains here. And we have to add an existing domain. And what we're going to say is, so mine is called Fitras.app. Right. Okay, that didn't work. Fitras.app. Yes. And now we have to add some configurations. So we have to edit this. And this is for the production environment. I totally agree. There's no redirect. Good. And then also with this one. Invalid configuration. Okay. So if we go back to our overview here, of course, there's my old web vibe coded website that popped out. So we have to go to, I'm fairly certain it's going to be here in domains. There we go. So now what we have to do is we have to go into our DNS records of our provider. So in my case, just give me 1 second. Whoopsie daisy. So I took that CNAME record and I've put it inside the configuration on the website from which I got my custom domain. So this can be GoDaddy, this can be Porkbun, or any other provider. And after that, I clicked save, and then I just waited I refreshed it, and I just waited until the configuration was validated. And then another thing that I did, because I validated for www.fitras.app, but it can also just be a case where somebody is going to type a fitras.app in. And what I did there is that I redirected permanently to the www.fitras. So if I write fitras.app, it's going to redirect me to the www.fitras.app, and then my React project will automatically default me to the Danish page. So this is how we deploy our website on the custom domain. So if you go back to the overview on Vercel, you can see that we have two domains on which our website is deployed to: our www.fitras.app or this internal Vercel app that is going to, or this domain that is given to us by default by Vercel. So this is how you would this is how you attach a custom domain to a website in Vercel.